Hey, everybody. What'd you say? Oh, maybe you'll be like that painter we saw the other day. Good thing you don't have a belly that keeps your pants like from being able to pull up. Oh gosh, feels like it could rain. Or I'm out in shorts, guys. I'm out in shorts because I don't have any clean pants, and it said it was 66 out. But it feels a little chillier than that, so we'll try to make this trip kind of fast. Yeah, it's just. And hey, Jessica and Rosemary, Luminous, Pearl's mom. So, how's it going? So, Mini Pearl. Who? I'm trying to think if I should talk about that yet or wait till I get home and get a drink and get nice and uh, put in a. Where I don't have to. I won't get distracted. I wanted to respond to some comments that were sent to me because I actually almost made it the title, but I don't want to embarrass anybody. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. Uh, the person didn't say it rudely or anything, so I'm not gonna embarrass them. But I'm gonna ask them. This person claims like uh, they're a mechanic. So Michelle Reed Duncan, I know who you are because I've talked to your friend on the phone before about Cotton Simpson. I don't know who you are, but you're also Duncans are very. When I mentioned that name, like that's Andy's people, um, and their properties like join the Bernards or something. Anyways, they were. She was saying, "Oh, my mechanic said things that I won't even put out there," or something like that. Like I was trying to say that their mechanic knows Fred, and the stuff that they heard were unreal, but they're not gonna put it out there. Fred is asking you, Michelle, to put it out there, and Fred is also asking you, did you turn it into TBI? And we'd also like to know, is your mechanic Andy Bernard?
TBI to go and contact them.
Yeah.
Specifically and
Talk to him. Yeah. Has TBI been contacted about this? But we'd love to hear who this came from. And but isn't it funny how everybody who claims that they have anything, it's like, oh, they can't ever put out any type of proof or anything. It's just like words. But maybe when I get back, I'll show the comments so that you guys can see. I'm glad I was sent them actually because at first I was getting her confused. I was trying to find that Michelle actually to ask her to put me back in hold with um, Cotton Simpson's ex-wife. Um, so, and I was confusing her with another Michelle that comes in my chat, and I think Michelle, who was it? I was thinking it was. but it's actually this Michelle Reed Duncan. So I was glad it refreshed my memory and remembered, oh, okay, that's her. That's the girl. And she was saying, so we want to know who the mechanic is. And also, Fred wants you to put out the information. I mean, there's the only reason why you wouldn't put it out is to, it's about Fred, and Fred's telling you to put it out or asking you. I don't mean it in a rude way, but he's saying, he's like, first thing he said, her mechanic doesn't know me unless it's Andy Bernard. Maybe knows him, but doesn't know. That's total bullshit. Total BS. Y'all got Mumbles mad, even though said she isn't mad and she's never watching. I don't know why she should be mad. It's not. She makes everything about her. Actually, I think now that I think about it, I think I might have that girl's email. So, yeah, Fred's telling these people to show their, bluff. Okay. Let me have to unblock my. Oh, look, here's those gloves that we sticky fingers got. Remember those, Jody Sue? Or wait, who was it that said that? Yeah. Would you buy gloves yeah, we stole gloves like that too. Like, so stupid. Okay. Oh, didn't unlock my card because I was too busy showing you guys my gloves I stole. Just kidding. Didn't steal them. It's just a joke. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Fred stole. I forgot. Shit. Okay. Unlock my card. So, Michelle, maybe she'll come on the panel and tell us all. I have a really good interview coming up, and I know a really good one, and it's with EquiSearch lady who was part of EquiSearch at the beginning when was one of the very first EquiSearch in Summer's case. Well, obviously, very first. Like, they only went there a couple times, but so obviously it's early on. But she's not a part of EchoSearch anymore. And it's not the one you guys always think it is. Twyla. It's not her. And I don't know if I can say her name yet or not. I try to ask her. I'm trying to get a set date. Um, so we can set it up. She says she'll do it live or recorded, so I guess I said let's just do it live then. The borrowers? Nope. Hold on. Oh, I thought that was my. Don't say the name yet. No, I won't. No, I don't want her to be harassed and shit. Plus, they wouldn't know how to get a hold of her anyways. I mean, EquiSearch, it was kind of like, they're kind of secretive a little bit. Anyways, I've been in communication with her since the very beginning of the case, though. And she trusted me because I never, you know, put out anything she asked me not to, or never. So, and the only thing early on that they wanted to keep quiet was this, like, was some kind of disturbed ground. I'm not sure if that was. Anyways, we'll wait till I get her on here and have her answer all the questions about, like, where was searched on Fields Road exactly and all that stuff. What do I need? Cheddar cheese, baked cracker, nacho cheese, baked pretzel. You have to make sure stuff is in date here. It's like, man. See, I'm so bored with this place. I'm here every day that it's like, I just like their pop. Let's go. Uh, okay. So that's, and those drinks. I guess he'll probably need cigarettes. Marble Black 100. Oh, those the 100? Yeah, okay, sorry. Thank you. Let's see. Okay. All right. I shouldn't have even gone live because I told myself I was gonna. It's hard for me not to talk about everything going on when I'm live. And stay away from the drama. You know what I mean? It's like I don't understand why there is any drama. There shouldn't be any. It doesn't make sense. Hey, Darlene. So, anyways, it's gonna drop like after today. I think it's gonna. This probably be the last day we have this kind of weather, huh? Yeah. Right. Yeah, I saw it looked like it was going to be down to getting down, 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 down. You guys, yeah, can you guys believe it's already freaking Thanksgiving and then Christmas again? This will be like the first, second, third, fourth Christmas I've spent with you guys. Is that for real? Wait, okay, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, yeah. 4 Christmases. That's crazy. That's 3.5 years of uh, roller coaster. So what was Jody Sue all upset about? Like, why is it every time? It doesn't matter what I say. Jody Sue like always acts upset. Yep, 4 Christmases that summer has missed. I was thinking that it was bugging me last night so bad. I was praying and praying, like, please, please, I want this to end. We need answers. We need somebody to freaking admit that Andy was on the road. We need law enforcement. We need the truth about Summer, really. That's the main thing. We need answers. It's not going to stop until somebody talks. Like, it's not. And I think people are just waiting and hoping it's going to go away, and it's not going to go away. You didn't watch her live last night? Whose? Who's live? Who are you talking about? Let me think. Oh, Jody Sue. Durr. You just can't freaking wait. Seriously, guys, it's going to be so freaking vindicating for us and also amazing for summer. I mean, we can't, it's affects my life, you know, my real life. Yes, I realize I got myself into it. Okay. I don't hear like anyways. Are you thinking Andy is involved? You should know that, Tangy. You should know that already. You know that. I've seen you around plenty of times. You know already that we absolutely believe and know Andy's involved. Allegedly, in our opinion. I just have to say it like that. I'm to the point like I'm about to go just like all in and bet the house on it, which I don't have a house, but bet the farm. Come on. Come on. Come on. I would bet my life on it that Andy's involved. Seriously, I would bet my life. May I be struck dead if he's not involved. May I please be struck dead if Andy Bernard is not involved in Summerwell's disappearance or has some kind of knowledge. Please strike me dead now if he is not involved. That's how confident I am. Oh, it is her parents too, Tangy. Hey, Crooked Arrow. We know you're non-judgmental, and that's fine. You're welcome here. Yeah, and no, I'm saying either know something involved. I'm not saying like, and it could be pretty minimal his involvement, but because like he could be covering. Crooked Arrow says I'm not a spy either. I'm not a spy or anything. Wink, wink. That's how I took that. That's how I read your message. Like in my mind, I'm not a spy or anything. Wink, wink. It's okay. We don't. There's no need. It doesn't matter. There's always somebody spying. So, yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad that you've been coming over here, Crooked, and trying to listen to what Fred has to say. I at least you're open minded and listening. At least maybe you don't believe him, but maybe like at least you're listening. I know the more people listen, the more people are going to be like, okay, okay, we got to stop the front here. This dude obviously is telling the truth. We could tell by the way he speaks and the way he's acting. We need to fucking give it up and start working together. The God person, they were aggressive, weren't they? That person calling themselves God that was in chat. I mean, they were aggressive, but they seemed nice. I mean, they weren't being like too bad or anything. It's just, they were just saying basically, they were trying to say that there was never any candy, and there was never any planting flowers, which we already know that. I mean, that's a pretty common belief. I think opinion that there was never any planting of flowers. And what else is she trying to say? No, dang, my daughter is on one. All right, let's. I'm going to I'll pull up those messages here in a second, too. Well, maybe. I don't want to put out who sent them to me. I was going to show you guys the stuff that person was saying. Let me see if I can I'm trying to pull up these screenshots for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about, because it's best for you guys to see it so you know exactly what I mean. Okay, 1, 2, wait. I'm gonna have to do these all one at a time. That sucks. Okay, and then I've got to get on my computer here too. Okay, and let's pull some of these up. I don't know, it's hard to see which one's which though. Which one's...
trying to find the, where's some, did I get all, let me see what this one is. Okay, so, is it this one? Yeah, that's this one. So, so here we have one of the screenshots. It looks like this was in Crime Lies chat or whatever. Michelle Reed Duncan says, my mechanic knows Fred and the stuff I was told is unreal, but not putting it out. I believe it, but it's just what I was told. And then Mermaid in Wine Glasses says, Michelle, please tell. I want to know. And then, let's see. So Fred says, please put it out. And who is your mechanic? That's the woman. I've talked to that lady on the phone before with her buddy who was married to, her best friend was married to Cotton. And I've been trying to figure out which Michelle it was I had talked to. Now, thankfully, because of these screenshots, I remember it was her that I spoke to about her friend that I spoke to about Cotton. Duncans are really good buddies with the Bernards. They have property that, what'd you say, meets with the Bernards or something, but they're, I don't know if Fred's out there. I was trying to ask him, trying to have him say it. But either way, we hope you put that, we hope you gave it to TBI, and Fred wants you to put it out.
I mean, a lot of Duncan's properties on Fields Road joins the Bernards.
A lot of Duncan's property on Field Road joins the Bernards. Let's see here. What else we got? What's this? This one was... Just Bell says, yes, say don't believe Fred because Pruitt may know Fred knows a lot. I don't feel like his probation would have got transferred to Indiana if they thought he was guilty of anything. Like Pruitt is going to show his cards to Andy B. Good point. Jody Sue said last night her and Candace never argued or fought about anything anytime. Also denied Andy was on Ben Hill on the 15th. Who to believe? Of course. How would she know if he was on the Hill on the 15th? Or on the Hill. You mean up on 110. Okay. Ah, shit. We just showed that one. Did she slip and go under the water at the swimming hole? Dawn takes her after Candace meets him down the him. Then he passes her to Fred before LE comes. Yeah, they're just that good of friends. What was that you're gonna say?
I don't know.
About the Duncans and stuff.
Oh, Andy was on recording on the first day, stating that he had been said that he had been on Hill earlier, but didn't see Summer, you see, at 110. But he didn't say what.
What time? Is that what you're saying? He didn't say?
Yeah.
Let's see, is this one Mermaid, basically, Fred knows, and basically he was involved, but not facts, just what was told to me. Okay, can you put it out there? Fred wants you to tell us. But we need to know who too. You can't just say any random things like this. So, and I like Michelle. She has never done anything to me that, but still, Fred is asking you politely to put this out there, put out who this was. Fred says your mechanic does not know Fred, does not know anything about Fred, unless it was Andy Bernard.
I would like the TBI to go and speak with her mechanic about it.
Yeah.
That's what really needs to happen.
Yeah, TBI needs to go check that out, Michelle, if it's that important. If it's that, I think that's, okay, my freaking cursor is going nutso. Just Bell says, I believe his call only made Pruitt's eyebrows raise. Hear that, Friggy? What's that? Real Rockin' Robin. Damn, Fred, even the police don't believe you. Who do the police believe? They're not supposed to believe really anybody. That's not a good flex. Yeah, and Pruitt doesn't care because he truly believes a bear got Summer. Mermaid in Wineglass says that she honestly agrees. I agree. I honestly do. In my opinion, Jody Soon Andy may have been affiliated with Jackie Dobbs and played it off as if they weren't going. That sounds definitely possible to me. So who's the mechanic and what stuff was it that you were told? Because this just muddies the waters, Michelle, and you can't say things like this without putting it out there for Fred to either respond to or how is that even fair to go say something like that but not tell us what it is or who said it? If you're not going to put it out, then don't say, because this type of stuff is what confuses and muddies the waters. They contacted our barn to search around it. One of the teams found the body. What's that in reference to? Of course, right? Of course nothing happens. If I was Fred, I'd be going over and watch PG's live from last night. I watched the replay of it. She's full of it. She's still talking shit. Oh my God. After she sent that message and asked why I was saying the things, why I'm like, well, come on, PG. Obviously, if you're going live every day about us, we're eventually, and the stuff comes back to us and it's a complete lies. Of course, eventually it's going to be like, guys, that shit's bullshit. Don't listen to it. I mean, come on. Yeah, they were playing Indies Call to Pruitt. Which that was pressured by all of, them that they, because of the documentary and shit. I'm assuming. Michelle Ray is always saying a lot about everyone. Huh. Yeah, and Fred is saying, please put it out. Or what? What is your mechanic scared? Fred? Oh, because you heard such. Oh, you just heard horrible things. At least tell us who your mechanic is. That would explain probably a lot. Image of an interview with Laura. Well, the problem with what she did with Laura is she's trying to take one conversation and make it seem like it was over a long period of time. Laura's quite upset with her because of how she spun the information that she had give, like how she's making it seem like they're still talking. At that time, that was right when she found out me and Fred were together. I mean, come on, we're going to go try to get information from somebody who is going to be extremely, it's just normal. And people were taking advantage of that in hopes of getting her to talk shit. But stop because of the fighting. I hope she's found, but realistically, if she was, the evidence is gone. Well, that's why there's going to have to be people. There's going to have to be somebody that speaks up. Eventually, it's going to be found out anyways. So all people are doing are buying time. So, and that's not a way to live at all. I can't imagine being in one of these people's positions that have knowledge or were got brought into this, and now, yeah, I believe several people are involved, not just Dawn and Candace. Dawn and Candace is obviously the main ones. That's the but we already know that, so that's why we're moving on to the others. Saying Laura was with Fred. Now Laura was with Fred all day at the Crusher is what she's saying. What the fuck? Laura was not with Fred in the morning when he went out to, when he was leaving. He never went to the Crusher. PG, please stop. No, guys, I promise you. I saw somebody just sent me a comment. I'm not going to call them out or anything, but I promise you, it wasn't you. The person that emailed me, it was not you I was talking about, but I promised you, you guys, you never have to worry about. I understand that Fred has the boots, the theft of boots. And I know people are going to not going to believe it, but that when that happened, Fred purchased a whole bunch of stuff, was at Walmart, purchased a bunch of stuff, had taken off his shoes and put on the new boots, and had walked out with the boots and had paid for the stuff and not the boots. And that's what happened. So it is what it is, but no, he's not stealing. He literally goes outside every single time when I go up to, because when you notice when I go up to the register, Bandit starts freaking out and squeaking and stuff, and it's embarrassing. So once I get to register, because once we stop moving is when Bandit starts acting up, and once we were standing in line. So Fred always grabs her and goes outside and waits for me. But that's pretty silly. Don't you think it's pretty silly that if Fred would come to me and show something he stole on camera? Like, come on, guys. Yeah, as far as Fred having a past, there's no past of Fred being a thief. Oh, just that one charge of the boots. But we haven't had anything else. So I don't know why. I mean, I guess I could see why somebody would think that. But still, no, please don't worry about that. For me, like, if you're worried about, I promise you guys, like, that it wouldn't even make sense. Why would three gloves? I don't know why the email's not, Sage Sleuth, why the email's not coming up on my phone, but it's coming up on the computer. But no, it was actually the comment that I'm talking about that was made was actually post. It wasn't a comment under a post. It was a actual post. The one I'm talking about. But yeah, it's totally fine. But see, why would somebody even think he was stealing anyways? I don't get that. Why would they even think that? That's just like made up. That's crazy to me. And now it's like turned into something that is so insane. Like there was literally nothing that happened that would make somebody think he was stealing. I don't understand. It was just like the haters that came up with it out of nowhere. Oh, you're good, Sage Sleuth. It wasn't even your comment that I saw. I wasn't gonna. It wasn't yours. But like she played a lure. Okay, I already read that part. That would be pretty stupid. Why Fred wouldn't have to have a reason to steal anything, you know what I mean? What would he have to steal for? There's nothing that he really needs, like really needs that, or even wants that he doesn't really have. He's a very simple man. You know, he's very obviously humble and doesn't care about having all the nice things, you know what I mean? It's nice, but it's definitely not necessary. We kind of have that same kind of philosophy, you know what I mean? Let me pull up my chat on my phone here. Okay. Yeah, I think that was an accident by somebody being hidden. I don't think that was purposely. Oh, well, I appreciate it. I appreciate Sage Sleuth. That takes a big person to. I really, it's tough to come to somebody. It's embarrassing, you know. So I very much respect that, and I really appreciate that. It says a lot about the person you are. But you're right. Like, there is that charge there in his past. So, I can't help but, I've got to be, people are going to be looking into that stuff. And that's fine to talk about it, because we need to know these people's, it's important to know the type of people we're dealing with, for their credibility and stuff. I understand. Yeah, she always gets rowdy on that game. I'm not going to put my 9 years in jeopardy for anything or anyone, period. Yeah, especially not for some gloves, guys. Do you think Fred would have came and just showed those on camera, like, if he would have stole them? He came and showed it on camera, like what he had found outside by the dumpster while he was out there waiting. He walks around, like, up and down the side of Dollar General while I'm in there waiting on me when I'm in line. Usually, if Bandit starts acting up. And pretty much now, for some reason, Bandit's been acting up more. Like, he was doing really good inside Dollar General, but now he's starting to squeak more. And it doesn't even sound like a dog. It's just this high-pitched squeak that echoes through the store. And it, oh my gosh, it hurts your ears. It sounds like something like, I don't know. It's just high-pitched and annoying. And so, for the respect of others, I tried to avoid that from happening. Oh, they blocked all my mods? They'd have to come in my chat and do that to see who my mods are. Like, I don't even know who. That's why for so long, like, certain people come around and I don't know, I might not know, be aware at all of any the shit they're talking about me. Because I don't, thankfully, people don't send it to me because I ask them not to, unless it's, like, necessary. Right. It's one charge. It doesn't show a pattern of charges. That's true. That's true. It doesn't show a pattern. But still, it's not okay. I'm not making it okay. Hey, Dottie Lee. It doesn't make sense why they would have you blocked. Like, all you're doing is responding to the lies that they're saying, like, that you don't talk shit to anybody, Luminous, like, at all, usually. I thought about, like, emailing one of them, Gavel Geeks, but I think a lost cause, because we're just never going to. I don't understand. I don't have ever mentioned them or have anything to say about any of those people. I talk about Andy being on the road, and they're the ones that get all aggressive and come in chat freaking out. I don't go to their chats. I don't put them in my title like they put me in their titles, I mean, I am really very honored that and flattered that people like watching me. But, you know, if I bother you that much, just don't watch me, please. I didn't tag you. I didn't put, you know, it's not about any of you guys. It's about Summer Wells, and that's what it's about. It's not about me. It's not even really about Fred or Andy. Oh my God, who has the time? And that's exactly why they're able to do it, is because nobody has the time to keep up with all of it. So who is going to be able to fact check everything? The viewers, like you guys, you're going to hear, it's, at least you guys will listen to my side too, you know, and Fred's side, the ones in here at least. But there's many here who, like, in the bushes, the Tennessee bush people, who just watch so they could talk shit and stuff. And it's really sad, honestly. It's like, is that all you have? Is like drama constantly? Is that the only thing you will talk about? Hey, Angie's live. Yeah, and I don't go block all their mods or like go hiding in the shadows. Instead of Alaskan bush people or whatever that show is, as Tennessee bush people. Because a big majority of the community is in Tennessee. I don't know what they think Freddie lies about anyway. I know it's they just say he lies and that's it. Or they'll bring up like the one thing about the one discrepancy about this, whether he made it to the crusher. Why don't they just he's saying he did not make it to the crusher. But you guys, we've already talked about this too. I mean, that was a common thing for them to go to the crusher. It was very, very common for them to go there. So the only thing, if something was said different, the only thing me and Fred could think of is maybe like she possibly, I don't know. I didn't really talk to Laura. Didn't seem very interested in talking about the case, so I didn't pressure her. Like, you know, it was Fred that really communicated with people and was the one around having that one even more than Laura was. I really, really try not to lie. Like, seriously. Like, if I have to lie, I just won't say anything at all. Like, if I feel the need to lie, I just won't say anything. You know? If I don't want something to answer a question and put something out there, then I just don't. I don't have to answer a question. No reason to lie.
And just like going to the crusher, you're on camera, and plus they take your ID, a copy of your ID. They take a picture of your tag number. They take and document VIN numbers off the vehicle, the date, time, every fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. So there's going to be a record.
Yeah, there's records of everything.
Mm-hmm. And I was laying in bed last night, lip lock, thinking about your idea.
Because you can't get it to check if they don't. And if you got a VIN number on the vehicle, then they can't even take it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
If it has a VIN number on it, they can't take
if
it?
It's not got a VIN number.
If it's not got one. I was like, what the heck? I'm going to make a note, but yeah, I was laying in bed thinking about what Liplock said about, I'm going to make a video, a really nice video, very organized. I'm going to do this. I'm writing a note, and it's going to take a while, but I'm going to do it.
They have to run the VIN number to make sure it's not stolen and stuff before that they can accept it.
Yeah. I'm going to make a video detailing step by step. Me and Fred are going to do this. Work together, and we're going to make a video and upload it of his timeline. Then we can just reference a specific, and I'm going to make it so very easy to understand. And
Plumb down to everybody I spoke with, everything that whole day.
yeah. So
who I seen where,
who we seen where and stuff like that. That will help us know who was where when Summer was, that's if you want to believe Fred, of course. But because there are people that Fred saw that afternoon that have came up in the case. And it would help with an alibi of at least where they were. And one was Brandon Clark, right?
Huh?
Brandon Clark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, several people on the creek.
Yeah, so that's a very, very, very good idea. And that will, because my memory is horrible. I can't ever recall. I recall it wrong. It's me that messes it up a lot of the times because it's not my memory. So I'm going to make a PowerPoint presentation, I think. And we're also going to put in there a picture of the best picture we can find of what the blue truck looked like what Fred wants to look online and find a picture of a truck that looks almost identical to the blue truck that he saw in the hauler that day. I'm going to put that in there too, so you guys can get an idea of like a visual.
And then if anybody in the area has seen that truck or has checked their cameras or anything and they've seen it, maybe they can.
And I'll just label it as Fred's timeline, detailed. Fred's detailed timeline. And because I'm tired of this, not that it's going to really, it might help those who are really, really trying to figure things out.
Because sometimes the littlest detail can be the biggest.
Yeah. I know. There's a lot of things that you wouldn't think would be a big deal, or like when we're talking about whether you made it to a crusher and stuff. At the beginning, I didn't think, I don't know. I guess I just didn't realize how oh man, how about if none of the neighbors were involved? I don't know. I mean, share bearer, but why was Andy on the road? I mean, okay, that's the only thing. He was on the road, so why was he on the road? That's the thing. we can't go there. Me and Fred can't freaking like go there physically, not physically, but just we can't go there mentally until we have an explanation for why Andy was on the road. Our minds are not going to let us think anything differently because we know that we can't forget that Andy was on the road.
I mean, being on Ben Hill and Simpson Lane.
Yeah, Ben Hill and Simpson Lane now. There's a witness that came out a couple days ago.
Around the time someone went missing.
Not a witness, but a person who had seen the footage. And the time that they said that they saw on the footage of Andy on Simpson Lane, is it Lane? Which you have to access by Ben Hill Road, was at 3:37 p.m. Eastern time. Fred remembers the time of Andy going out on the footage he saw. The footage he saw is 3:47.
Because I studied that picture a lot of Andy going out with that truck trying to see if I could see who was in that truck.
Yeah, if he could.
That's why I remember the time and so much. Because I studied that picture a lot.
See, that's the problem. People are like, well, why don't you guys all like get together and talk this out? Well, how do you do that? Is Andy going to tell us why he was on the road? If not, then how will we move past it? We're not going to believe he wasn't on the road. He's just going to keep saying he was not on the road. We can't believe something that was actually seen with, well, not my own eyes, but Fred's own eyes. How's he going to freaking forget that? He witnessed that. He talked to the police about it. Police talked with him about it.
I mean, Don wasn't on camera in the holler.
Don wasn't on camera.
Candace.
The only one on camera was Candace. Don, and then there was no cameras up there at the beginning of the hauler. So that's why what people don't understand, there was no cameras until you got to around Simpson Lane, right?
Yeah.
On Ben Hill, right when you get around there is when you reach your first camera.
On Ben Hill is the first camera. It's the Thompson's camera, right past Simpson Lane. But the new picture that come out of Andy being on Simpson Road, I didn't know that they did cameras on that road, but they've got him on camera on that road.
I wonder what footage they saw. I'm not sure what footage they saw. I thought it was the Simpsons or the Simpsons, the Thompsons, but
yeah, it was on Dr. Field that Candace said she seen a blue truck, and Donner saying no, it was red or something.
yeah, that's true. Being on the road doesn't mean that he was guilty. But why was he on the road? Why would you have to lie about it? They argued about it being blue or red.
Yeah. But see, there's somebody said Dobbs was on one channel talking about the white HHR that was on Simpson Lane and stuff. Or Simpson Lane. Yeah,
supposedly Dobbs went
on the 14th and 15th.
Dobbs said that he saw the white HHR on 14th and the 15th. Jackie Dobbs has come out and confirmed what Fred has said. How come there's so many people that's come out and confirmed shit that Fred said, but we don't have anything confirmed with what Andy said or any, come on now, guys. It keeps matching up. Things keep coming out that it seems to be that Fred is telling the truth. When are people going to, put their pride aside and be like, okay, because a lot of people just do not like me. They want to be right so bad. They want to be some kind of heroes in this case. We need to work together. Hey, Christy. I love it when my principal would ask if I've ever told a lie, and of course the answer was no, and then she'd say you're lying. Yeah. Candace says blue, and Dawn says red. I tend to believe Candace with blue because Dawn was trying to change it up nervously. I thought that was about a van. I don't remember her. I remember him or Dawn correcting Candace about a van.
I said a blue truck. She said a
Blue van.
vehicle.
A blue
vehicle.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Did she say? Yeah, she didn't say truck though.
I don't think she said truck.
I don't know. You think he's afraid to say he was on the road just because it's going to make him look bad? You seriously think that? Like, why he lied to police too, and they had to refresh his memory. Fred didn't lie. Fred was on the road. There's no reason to lie.
No. That's what puts eyes
There's
on
no,
it.
I mean, at the beginning, why would he have thought that he needed to lie about being on the road? I heard someone say they never lie, a remote creator. What's a remote creator? Who was it that's like I'm trying to think of an example of when I lied. And when I was using, I could say I remember lying if somebody asked me if I was using back in the day. That of course you're going to lie about when you're using drugs, of course you're going to lie about that stuff. But as far as like when it comes to regular life stuff, I don't see what you need to lie about. I can't really think of something that I would just not say anything. Yes, they did, Share Bear. Police showed him he was on the road. Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm.
Share Bear.
He was laughing about it, making fun of him because he let him like he didn't know.
Can you say that again so they can hear you? He was what? They were laughing.
Oh, they was laughing about Dale. He was laughing about it because Andy pretended he wasn't on the road and had so many vehicles he didn't even know what he was driving that day and stuff. They was making fun of him because of it. Them showing him the picture and him on the road that day.
Yeah. Law enforcement had to refresh his memory, Share Bear. Fred didn't see them refresh his memory. Fred overheard them talking about the fact that they were laughing about the fact.
Because I was with them when I was showing them where the Fields Road property was with Andy.
Yeah, Fred was riding around with the law enforcement, showing Fields Road property, showing key areas, recorded the 15th, 16th, and 17th.
That's what brought up, did Andy own any other property in that area when that happened? That's why they was, and I said, yeah, I own Fields Road, and that's when I told them it'd be easier for me to show them than it would for just to try to explain it to them, So that's when we rode down there.
And you were in the vehicle with them?
Yeah.
And when was it you heard them talking about Andy like being on the road and them having to refresh his memory about what vehicle he was driving and being on the road?
That was on the 16th.
No, that's not what I said. I said, it was on the 16th, but...
Yeah, but that was when that same time I rode down there with them because they was asking me if I knew if Andy had any property or anything else around.
So the 16th is when you overheard him like talking about how Andy forgot what he was driving or something.
Yeah.
Where were you specifically when they
At the house?
At 165 or 207?
207.
207.
Mm-hmm.
How many
because
of
they come and picked up some recordings.
so it was down at 207 when you witnessed this. How many cops were there? What that you heard them talking
I was
about?
in a truck with 3 other cops.
It happened while you were in the vehicle when they were talking about Andy.
Because I'd sit in the vehicle with them when we exchanged recordings.
See, you guys,
they didn't want Don and them to see me with them, really.
Oh, they didn't want law enforcement. Obviously didn't want
I was recording for them.
Yeah.
Because when they pull up, they'd have me just sit in the vehicle, just sit in. I'd always get in the back seat.
So they would have you not get out?
Yeah, behind the driver.
So they tell you get behind the driver so that nobody could see you, showing them where.
The windows is tinted dark anyway. You couldn't see in.
Yeah. What did the device look like that they gave you to record on?
It was just about 1.5 inches wide and about 1 inch thick and about 3 inches long.
Was it what kind of buttons was on it? Was it like a normal recorder or what?
Yeah, it's almost like a normal recorder, but it's digital.
And do you remember they just told you, what specifically did they tell you to record? Or, you know what I mean? Did they have a focus?
But at first they thought automatically thought Don had owed drug debt and he had been traded somewhere. That's what they really wanted me to try to focus on, more Don, but it was hard to keep Don in one place, to talk to him or get him by himself to talk to him,
Yeah.
Of course, he ain't going to talk about it amongst a bunch of people standing around,
Yeah. Huh. Yep, and you witnessed, it was the 15th, or when was it you saw the money exchange, or you saw?
The evening of the 15th.
And that was when you first went down there to try to record them.
I started recording on the 15th. I'd been there probably 30 minutes before Don pulled up and stuff. And walks up to Andy, talking to Andy, because I was at the bottom of 125 recording Andy and Jody Sue and talking with them.
Well,
and then that's about time Don pulls up and parks in his driveway, bottom of his driveway, and he walks up from 110 to 125. He starts talking to Andy, and he don't try to hide it or nothing. He just hands Andy money,
You couldn't see how much money it was, if it was one bill, was it?
I couldn't tell how much.
Or a lot of money.
You could see it just folded up. But that's when I kept standing there recording, and he talked for a minute there with me and Andy and Jody, and then when he walked away, Drew was walking down the hill with the camera. Drew,
Andy's son, you mean?
Yeah, Damien.
See, that's what they all called him out there, is Drew or Andy Jr. So it's weird that
I never knew him as anything other than Drew. The family always called him.
And the person that PG, you got it wrong on your post. The person that he was saying that he didn't know had a daughter. It was not Summer. It was Jody Sue's daughter.
I didn't know that they even had a daughter to about a year before Summer went missing. I never had even seen her or heard nothing.
Yeah, we're not talking about Summer, PG. We're talking about Jody Sue's daughter with that.
And that's when Andy walked back down to Don's vehicle at 110. That's when Damien was coming down the hill with that camera, and Jody was trying to tell him what tree to put it on the driveway.
Which tree did they put it on?
The first big pine tree going up her driveway on the right-hand side. It's about 1.5 feet through.
See how I'm asking all these detailed questions so you guys can see this is being recalled by memory? I mean,
It's approximately probably 50 foot up a driveway on the right hand side where the tree is. They actually got a chain that they put across their driveway at times on that tree, at the same tree.
we need a deception detective here. I'm gonna have to get a hold of him. Did Fred know they had Summer at 110 before she went missing? Oh yeah.
Yes, I've seen Summer several times of playing and stuff with the boys along the road and stuff, and see her at the stop sign at Ben Hill Road and Beach Creek a lot with Candace. Candace sat out there a lot in the vehicle. I don't know why. Right there at Donnie Chambers' driveway, right there at the stop sign.
Yeah.
She'd always park right there a lot. I don't know why, but the kids be out playing and stuff along that road.
I know she hung out, that Candace hung out with some young boys that stayed over at Donnie Chambers, probably his sons, which is weird, but that, that's a different story, a different day. I've tried to get a hold of that boy because he's 18 now, but I know some said they didn't know she had a daughter. Oh, about Summer. That was the family. The family of Dawn didn't know. Like Mary's the one that said that they didn't know she had a daughter, or there was some family that didn't know she had a daughter.
Yeah, PG's voice was changing on that video that her and Jody Sue talking the other day she posted. A big change. I mean, it's like she's using one of them
Voice changers?
Yeah, because it would, you could hear her speak regular and then it'd change up and start squeaking.
Huh.
That high pitch, totally different. You could tell a big difference.
Yeah, why are we trying to hide who we are, PG? I'm sorry, but that is just so shady. Why? So you can't be harassed like I am, like the way you harass me? Like I mean, when will the oldest be 18? Yeah, exactly. That's what it's going to be a few years still. Wasn't he 12 when Summer went missing? So
that is like Jody Sue trying to put Damien and stuff as a minor and stuff when Summer went missing.
Yeah, remember you guys?
He was actually 19.
Yeah,
because he's on the news clip.
Didn't you guys believe that when Summer first went missing? Didn't you guys all think that? To me, anyways, I did. I was under the impression the way Jody Sue talked about her kids that they were both minors, and like I thought her son was like 15 or something. Come to find out, he was 19 when Summer went missing. What? I didn't. Okay. PG sometimes has a very real New York accent and other times a fake country accent. Yeah, the dang littles. So see, you guys, you see what I mean? That's so funny. So supposedly Dawn said that somebody texted me and said, not sure if you heard Dawn say, but he said it a few times that out of all the people, Andy is the only one cleared from all of this.
Mm-hmm. He did say that.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
He tried to say Andy was cleared?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, okay. Out of all of them, Andy's cleared. He's, maybe Andy's cleared out of all of them?
because he wants everybody to think Andy's cleared.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He wants people to think Andy was cleared.
Just like Don State and Summer Tired getting along too.
Yeah.
And how long it was.
Who said this? It was supposedly Don that said that Andy was cleared. Don Wells said, well, not cleared, but said out of all of them that Andy would be the one that is, okay, it says that out of all the people, Andy is the only one cleared from all of this. So he's saying, he's trying to say Andy is cleared.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. Really interesting. That's odd. That's very, very odd. I have a friend who's a doctor here that does house calls. One lady called up saying body was dying and on. The baby was 25. Said her baby was dying and on. The baby was 25. Oh, yeah, we could see you, Rue. Why is Don protecting Andy? Good question.
And if they noticed, Don, they never spoke bad about Andy. Tried to keep Andy's name out of everything.
He overdosed. Oh, her baby was a male. I was thinking, for some reason, I thought you said dot or her, like as in female.
I think Evil and Entered, I think, was one that posted that night about Don stating how long Summer's hair had gotten and stuff was getting and stuff.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird how he said that. And in a way, I kind of wondered, I was trying to rationalize that and think maybe he was just saying because a lot of time had passed that her hair was long, but it was weird how he was saying, like, you know, Summer is now, like, her hair is longer.
And how bigger she had gotten and all kinds of stuff on it.
Yeah. And I thought, you know, it was very strange, but then I kind of thought, well, maybe he's just, like, because of the time that passed, like, just assuming, because of course she's going to get bigger because of age. I don't know, but
I mean, he just weird way he went into details with it.
and why do Andy and Don try to play like they hardly know each other when in fact they disappeared days at a time together? It sounds like pals to me. Why would they hide that? Don has never said anything bad about Andy and got angry at PG when she tried to say that Don had something off about Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. Got angry at PG when she tried to say that Don had said something off about Andy. Well, they got into some bullshit together somehow. Allegedly. Been live about an hour and a half. I have to pee here a second. Same way Jody Sue and Aunt Candace really, yeah. Yeah, maybe because of the phone call made to Pruitt. Yeah. But that's not a clearing. That's not a clearing.
No.
That's an inquiry. Like if somebody making supposed to be private phone call, like according, like what Pruitt's thinking, a private phone call from.
But he didn't ask a specific question that anybody was wanting.
Yeah, he wasn't asking if he was on the road, which he was asking. He was saying, oh my. It wasn't it was very odd, and you could tell he was nervous, and I believe that phone call probably was pressured by the ones that are part of this documentary. And of course, he can't back out and not do it, because how's that going to make him look?
I seen somewhere last night that Chasing, and they finally admitted it or something. Somewhere.
Chasing admitted what?
About the documentary. Chasing and, what is her name? Jinx, I think it was. Both had finally admitted it.
Oh, well, supposedly Jinkies was trying to say it was a documentary about, there was a documentary, but it's about something else. Not Summer. I don't know, but I don't know how Jinkies would know. Jinkies is just came around within the last, from my understanding, she wasn't there. She wasn't there for the very first Summer's Day. Probably not even the second one either, I don't think.
It was supposed to be in 2023. Summer's Day of 2023.
Summer's Day of 2023?
What Jinky said.
It's supposed to be 2 Summer's Days that Skilo allegedly brought her production buddy friends with her to the Summer's Day.
I think it's 2023. She tried to say, I don't know.
It could have been, maybe she was there for one of them. Hey, Kathy. Yeah, Pruitt's the one that said that Jody Sue is supposedly on a subject now, or a suspect, and now supposedly saying something like, "Oh, I wouldn't worry about what Fred Hill says," or something like that. I wouldn't pay attention to what Fred Hill says, or that's the same guy who thinks Summer. He is completely not
really
interested, guys.
That's going into Hawkins County, that tips that going into Hawkins County ain't even going to Pruitt's desk. They're pushing it on straight on.
Yeah.
Because, and why is that? They have some kind of feeling towards Pruitt if they're pushing everything over his head going on to the TBI. Not even putting it on his desk.
Right. Yeah, everybody's still suspect. And, the people that, it's funny to me, the people that go around and say, oh, Fred's like prime suspect. He's never been even labeled a suspect or a person of interest. Nobody has specifically. Why? That's you labeling him yourself.
Ronnie said everybody's going to be a suspect.
Everybody is a suspect. Yeah.
Everybody's going to be a suspect.
No, but Fred has never been labeled a suspect or person of interest. Either has Andy, to be fair. So, it's pretty interesting that people can go, I would never come on here and say, Andy, prime suspect.
They've never come out with certain suspects. They just said everybody's a suspect.
Right.
They ain't single.
See how they repeat things that are not quite true just to make Fred look worse?
I'm aware I'm a suspect.
Yeah, he knows that he was mentioned, but you weren't named a suspect.
Mm-hmm.
Did law enforcement ever tell you?
No, they ain't never named nobody as a suspect. They said everybody's a suspect. They ain't single nobody out.
Fred and me were taught, he brought up yesterday, he's like, I wonder if, they would, if he got a hold of the cops or was able to talk to the police officers that.
I started texting last night.
You started to text him? You know his number?
Well, it's on his Facebook page or messenger page.
You know his message?
Remember?
Yeah, Fred was trying to get proof that he did record for law enforcement and was hoping that he could get something from one of them to so we could show you guys, and this would take care of a lot of the rumors, I would think. But even though probably it still probably wouldn't change anybody's opinion. Some people's opinion.
It wouldn't change nothing. Either way.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think if we're able to get proof from one of the officers that Fred actually was recording for law enforcement, if we got absolute proof, do you think that would change the ball game here on YouTube about people's perception of Fred? If there was proof that he actually was recording for law enforcement, if we were to get that? Not saying we would be able to, because I'm not sure if they would want that out there. I don't know. I'm just wondering if you guys think that would change anything, or if it would just be same old bullshit. Either way, we'd love to be able to do that. You don't think they'd ever admit it? I think it would be good and people would lose their minds. I wonder if they would. I don't know. But see, and then what if they deny it, and then it just makes it freaking... Or would they just say they can't give out that information? I've been watching a lot of these interrogations, and these cops, I've seen them lie so much to the people that they're talking to get information that I just don't...
I mean,
I know
a certain one of them that I record for, we could have pretty good conversations on Messenger and stuff without going to calling the sheriff's office or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
It'd still be documented through Messenger, you see.
Yeah. And plus, too, though, that he would have to know, whoever that was, so they would know that would be probably put out and their name would be put out there. And so I just don't know if they would do it or not.
Well, I didn't put their names out there.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Are they going to give up that information? Because are they going to want to have their name tied to that? I don't know right now because the case is still ongoing. Or also, but it might be a good thing because that could get people stirred up and scared, and it might help law enforcement get more information to see how certain people act when they find out for absolute fact that was done. That might get them worried. You know what I mean? See, we haven't tried to do that before that because Fred was in jail trying to get him up here, dealing with that program and stuff. And now we're at a more calm place. Oh, I would love to be able to, guys. It would be amazing. Just that would just be such a relief for me, for you guys to know, because I'm so tired of people trying to act like this is all made up and a lie. And it'd be very, very important for you guys to know, because it will help you. It will help you be able to trust Fred's word more. Now, I'm not saying that just because he recorded for law enforcement doesn't mean he couldn't possibly by chance be involved. But I mean, I'm not saying just because somebody records for law enforcement that they're not involved. I'm not saying that, but even though he's obviously not, but I'm just saying it would be good for you guys to know at least that happened. It might, but they have been so tight-lipped about her case. You think that would mess things up, Lorianne, if they just knew that Fred recorded? If we just had proof that Fred recorded for law enforcement? I mean, he's already, just that we get out proof. I mean, we've already put it out there. You think the proof can mess things up? I think it, I mean, I guess it could get people scared where they might take off. But then it will give us answers. I believe Fred anyways. I know. But I'm just saying, like, I'm tired of these people coming up with all these, like...
I think they'll come up with everything anyway. You know? No matter what the circumstances is, they're still going to make up shit.
Yeah. 1 second, guys. I have to use the bathroom real quick. Yeah, but what if we have proof? But I know. Even if you have proof, they'll still call you a liar. Oh, yeah. Because I was wondering if because isn't that your sister's married last name?
Yeah.
I was like, is she?
Well, no. Yeah, Robinson. Yeah.
So what's funny, guys, is we finally heard back from, Fred's probation here about going to Tennessee, and she's like, can't get a response from fucking Hawkins County. Of course.
That's what they're having trouble with. They're understanding now.
Yeah, like she's like, we were in communication, but they just never told me anything. I'm like, well, glad we have witnesses to how, like, unorganized and messed up it is out there in Hawkins. I think time will take care of that. The more you know him, the more you believe him. It's really hard to listen to Fred, like, and be able to say that he's straight up lying. Like, it's obvious the way he's recalling from his memory. You can't convince anyone of anything. Just let it be. The truth will come out.
Truth come out.
Circumstances leading up to Summer's disappearance. Can't get that out of my head. Yep. That's a whole other crime in itself, Oreo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
And that's why this is so unique.
That's why
Fred thinks that they just want the case to keep going so they can keep collecting money like some of these people, and that's why they want to put out confusion just so they like PG. I mean, that's the only other thing that makes sense. Like, it's I know, right? Someone put out a narrative about Fred from the beginning. Funny, what he says rings more true than most. Yep. I would think people would have to say that. But instead of Mr. I don't know, man. I just want him to tell what he knows. Like, I don't have a problem with Andy except he knows something. And that's a problem. That's a big problem, actually. That's it, though. That's a huge problem. Think about the hero you'll be. Go tell what you know. Fred Hill, can you speak on the fires that broke out after Summer went missing? Do you think they are connected or suspicious? Please and thank you. There are fires that broke out. Like what fires?
There's a couple of fire. Well, they showed somebody did a fire off of, I think it's Crystal, showed a fire off of Bell Road, off of Dolphy Morlock's property. But where she was showing where the smoke was coming up, they have a big burn pit there where they burn trash and stuff. So I'm assuming that's what that was. But there was a big brush fire or a brush pile that had been burnt behind the Fields Road property somewhere there, like a couple weeks after someone went missing. That's the only fires I know about. And
then, of course, the Warrior Park that, just kind of, that's the big mystery.
I mean, that's one.
Why haven't we heard anything about the stables and what's going on with that? Jody Sue mentioned a contaminated well that hides decades of secrets. Has Fred heard of this story ever?
Mm-hmm.
No?
No.
A contaminated well. What the fuck is she could be talking about? Unless she's talking about their own contaminated land up there with all that shit. I don't know.
I don't know of any well that's contaminated around there.
Or rumors around that or something.
I heard somebody speak on something yesterday about this one well being on the bottom property of Don's and one on top. There's actually two wells on the bottom piece of property. There's a hand dug well and then there's a traditional well.
And then
because I showed the law enforcement where the hand dug well was, a lot of people didn't know about. And then there's ones across from the wells was on a different piece of property across Beach Creek on, I'm trying to think of his name. Shit, I can't think of his name.
Well, we're so okay.
In between Ben Hill Road and Simpson Lane or Simpson Loop. There was a hand dug well there too that a lot of people didn't know about. See, I took them to every place any kind of well I knew about. Where it's hand dug, traditional.
When you guys drove around, did you guys drive around more than one day, or was it just the one day, or was it a one day thing?
No, it's several days, several different days.
So several different days
even a couple of weeks even after someone went missing, we went certain places and stuff.
So even after the 17th, they came back out, or what?
Yeah, they were still on the creek. I mean, I drive with them a lot of times, a lot of different places. Showing where old houses was that had power still on and stuff that somebody maybe could have been staying and stuff like that. That hadn't been lived in decades, but power would still be on.
Yeah.
Especially on the backside of Simpson Loop. There's one house back there that they didn't know about that was tucked back in behind everything.
I know we do need to start writing everything down and recording everything. I'm going to have to pay for my Microsoft Office subscription. Start recording everything and make this PowerPoint on your timeline.
That just like that morning, somebody was showing out on Light Hollow Road that people was in videoing and stuff. I had horses in that barn fucking 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And they showed a house straight across from it that they walked through, a 2-story white house. They never did show the little house below there, 808 Light Hollow Road.
When it comes to Beach Creek Nicky, yes, very, very, well, he is full of knowledge as in general, just like a jack of all trades, master of none type thing. But if it has to do with Beach Creek
I
and
can see a picture anybody posts, I can tell you about exactly where it's at. I mean, on whether it's along roads or where, or back in even the woods anywhere, you know.
yeah, you rode around there. I mean, on horses and stuff back in the day.
That just like people say that they were searching for summer on a horse. They didn't search for summer on no horse because they was looking.
Now, I did see, are you sure that there wasn't like the search teams on horses? I thought I saw officers or something on horses.
No, they never searched for summer on horseback because they
You didn't see
had
any?
suspicion of maybe summer being took out there on a horse. That's why that they, I mean,
They were
was looking for horse tracks.
So why were they
searched.
suspecting that a horse was what brought Summer out of there?
They had thought that at first, maybe.
Because of where that footprint thing is, which
because they was asking lots of people if they had seen any kind of horse tracks, especially without a shoe on.
and that's what makes it weird about that omen or that whole thing with the horse and that the horse that we saw on when Leslie from TBI was on doing a presser.
Yeah.
It makes you is that like some kind of sign? You know what I mean? That horses are important.
They ain't gonna have horses out there when they're actually looking for horse tracks or anything at first, you know.
Hey, Jenny.
That's a no-brainer.
Was Fred Light on horse? Looking for Summer? Yeah, there's some
Frank
kind of.
don't even own a horse. I ain't never seen Frank even ride a horse in his whole life. His brother Roy owns a horse, Roy and Jamie, but
There was rumors about Frank and horses, like going searching. And I think for Trent Girl, that Trent Girl is what they were trying to say, that Frank was the one. It must have been a different light.
They never searched for Carly Trent on horse either. They didn't spend that much time even on Simpson Lane when Carly Trent went missing. Maybe a hour and a half, 2 hours or something. And then they got another lead where she was at, different place. So that's when they come up with seeing him and her at a Walmart, got footage of Carly Trent and that man at a Walmart.
Yeah, I would think that they had to search on horseback because of the terrain.
No.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure I saw pictures of horses.
You can't even get through the train on horse.
Huh?
You can't even get to the woods or nothing on a horse around there.
Why? Because it's
Because it's too thick and too steep.
Gosh, I thought I remembered seeing one picture of a guy on horseback out there on like in the field near Fields Road or something.
They could get somebody down that way or something. They're just riding around, just acting stupid or something.
Is there a Fred and Frank light? No, it's just that people.
Frank Light, Jamie Light, and
Roy Light.
Roy Light. They're all brothers. But there's another Jamie Light that lives on the lower end of Beach Creek, right beside the Van Hill Church. He's a different set of lights.
True Crime and Time said we need to be working on a manuscript, which I'm guessing she means she's probably from outside the country. And why she says manuscript, it's probably she's probably talking about us recording our thoughts about what, or your thoughts, basically, not mine. I didn't live it, but remember in the beginning, because the more time goes by, the more your memory is affected.
Trust me, I'll never forget that day.
You don't think you'll ever forget that day? I wonder how Andy can so easily.
I've run that day through my head every day, trying to catch any clue that I may have missed, but I can never come up with nothing different.
Yeah. You guys, it's so freaking, I just want this over. My brain is so tired of working on this. I'm so freaking tired.
She needs her justice. She really does.
She does need her justice. This is not okay. There's a little girl like out there.
Is arrested to rot in prison over.
Yeah, and the ones that know on here that's like letting this all continue and stuff, when they have knowledge and they could put it into it, that shit pisses me off. Because my life, your life, Summer's life, mainly, but my real life is starting to be affected, and it's really, and I understand I got myself into this, but I can't quit until Summer gets her justice. I just can't. And Fred's not going to be able to either.
No. And Summer will get her justice one day.
No. It's just like I just could just cry. I'm so frustrated over this.
It's frustrating to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how many people think more Summer than their own parents ever thought about.
Yeah, I know, right? I bet I was sitting here. I bet you've worried way more and thought way more about Summer than Dawn and Candace could have ever imagined. Trying to figure out what happened to their daughter. Oh, you were trying to sound smart. That's funny. Yeah, manuscript. That's the right word. That's a scholarly document. Do you think Summer's alive? That's what somebody's asking.
Me?
Yeah.
I know I feel like she was for a while, yeah. As of right now, I think she still is too, but truthfully,
that's what I mean.
She may not be, but
it's hard.
It's a slim possibility, but I feel like she's still with us.
That's why so it's. I know 3 years have passed, but the more time that passes, less likely it is that we'll get answers. So I don't know. I mean, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. Was there heavy traffic on Ben Hill daily? Men, women with kids too?
What?
Was there heavy traffic on Ben Hill daily? No. Men and women with kids too? That's the question.
No, they really wasn't traffic like people think on that road.
even down to go to your place, like you're usually were out and about.
Yeah, I was always outside,
And I mean, like, but people usually didn't come to your house to purchase, so right? You would go
I
out.
always took my shit out, and one or two would come, maybe once a week or something. I might have 5 different people and 7, 8 days or something other, if that. Most of them just bringing something for me to work on more than anything. I always took my business elsewhere. I always went to Kingsport and stuff, done my business.
Then some Andy say he saw Summers on a live body. Well, he says that was just a dream.
I feel like all that was a distraction.
Don said it was people in and out every day because of Fred's selling. Constant traffic because of Fred. Yep. Nope. Yeah, I know, right? Showstopper 26, exactly. So Showstopper says the foreign exchange student Fred spoke of last night. In my opinion, those women or men would be the perfect victim for trafficking. Fred, can you talk more about the foreign exchange students? Anything like that you can think of? Like, what is it that you remember, like, specifically about?
I just know that one girl was going up to Ed Redmond's quite a bit. I don't know.
One of the foreign exchange students was going up to Ed Redmond's?
Yeah.
From Thompson's?
Yeah, he was the girl that was foreign exchange student, but the kids and stuff that would come and camp and stuff certain times of the year, though, they was all look like American people. But that one girl, she was like a Asian or something. Had a dot on the between her eyes. Asian, whatever they are.
She had a dot between her eye?
Mm-hmm.
And she would go always down to Redmond's?
Mm-hmm. She was supposed to have been seeing Redmond at one point. I don't know.
Was she of age?
I don't know if she was done out of school or whatnot. She drive. She had a vehicle.
And so when of time and how many times have you seen kids out there, like a bunch of kids out there for the
they're out there about twice a year. They have gatherings about twice a year.
Gatherings
Seems
twice.
like it's around Easter or something, and then on up about Halloween. Yeah.
Easter, Halloween. They have It seems like the Thompsons would have a bunch of kids over for some kind of event.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
And from your understanding,
some people try to say it's a Boy Scouts camp back there, but I don't know nothing about that.
A Boy Scouts camp.
That's what they try to say, but you would thought they'd been in.
Yeah, the Thompsons had foreign exchange students. That's where the foreign exchange students.
Or there was some staying there. I mean, supposedly being. I don't really know. That's what the word was, the rumor was.
Yeah, and that's why you guys were saying that thing that looked like
the Thompsons. The man and woman's not married. One of them is a Thompson. I don't know if it's a man or the woman, and then the other one's got a different last name. They're not married, so.
Yeah. Did they come often? It was he said about twice a year. Well, the foreign exchange students, like, they would take them in.
Yeah, I mean, they had an exchange student living with them.
Yeah, but how many foreign exchange students have you just saw the one foreign or you
there
heard?
were supposed to be 2 girls, I think, but I just seen that one.
And then there was all the kids that they would have these events twice a year. He thought around Easter, and it seemed about Easter and Halloween.
Right,
and how many kids do you think there was that you would?
Oh, when they'd walk in and out of holler stuff with them. I mean, they'd be other adults and stuff with them too, but they'd be probably 50 to 75 adults and kids too.
50 to 75. So it's a lot.
Yeah, it'd be a bunch of them.
And did you see what kind of stuff they would do?
No, you can't see back there.
I mean, but would they ride around or anything on any?
They just walk in and out of the holler. I mean, I've seen them on hay rides and stuff. Ed Redmond and
Yeah, like the
hay rides and stuff around.
Ed Redmond would give them hay rides and stuff.
Yeah, around Halloween, usually the week of Halloween.
Find it odd that they would want to go to Beach Creek, right?
But I don't know the background of the Thompsons or nothing. I don't know nothing about it really.
There was no scream though, Trisha. There was no scream. That scream is not a thing. That's a lie by Jody Sue. And why would she lie? Your guess, I mean. Redmond and Thompsons are cool.
Durga really was the tightest one. So
yeah, Redmond and Thompsons are super close. Bernards, too. John Smith. Okay, the Smiths, Bernards, Thompsons, and Redmonds. Right? That's
the tightest one.
They're the little group back there. And I guess Don too went away. But he's kind of an outsider because
Don kind of fell in right there at the end, just a little bit. Started, I mean, about a week or something after, before something like this, and started. Well, he was working.
You never seen him down at Redmond's before that?
No.
Oh, really? No. So the first time you even saw him down at Redmond's,
Don a week before summer
was a week before Summer went missing. That's odd.
The last time I seen him go again up there was an out was on Saturday before Summer went missing.
So the last time you saw Don working for Redmond was on the Saturday before Summer went missing. Mm-hmm. And he was hanging sheetrock, right?
Supposedly hanging sheetrock.
Supposedly that's what he was doing.
He built a new house or something.
Wonder what kind of stuff. Maybe they were preparing something up there. Mm-hmm. Maybe there was something they were preparing for. I don't know. Hell if I know. Did you see any type of actual evidence that they were actually working?
They had a load of lumber and stuff to go in sheetrock.
Okay, so you saw the.
But yeah, he was building a house up there. So.
Okay, so it's probably true that he was actually doing work. Did Fred say something about a gray vehicle? What kind? A gray vehicle? No, gray Kia Soul.
Yeah.
That's gray Kia Soul was Andy's.
That's the only gray vehicle.
That's the only gray vehicle. Now, there was some kind of weird confusion about this HHR because somebody had said, we were trying to think, somebody had asked about if there's any other white HHRs in the area. And that's part of what makes it so odd for Fred is he never would see HHR.
I never really seen a white HHR in the area until I seen one sitting at Cotton Simpson's sister's house, which is now blue.
Yeah, it's blue now. I don't know if it's a new one or painted.
I don't know if it's the same. It was the same white HHR or whatnot, but I hadn't never even seen one in the area until I seen that
sitting out there, right?
Same place the blue and sitting now.
And now it's interesting to know that Jackie Dobbs confirmed too that he saw that white HHR the 14th and 15th.
But that puts him had to be around the holler.
Yeah, that means he would have had to have been around the holler on the 15th.
But that come out of his own mouth on the channel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your sister did see his vehicle in the holler that day.
Yeah. And somebody standing in the back of it, but didn't look like Dobbs.
But that was out towards where the cameras wouldn't have picked him up, so. Yep.
She said it didn't look like Dobbs.
And it didn't. She said it didn't look like Dobbs. Yeah, from the back, but it was Dobbs' vehicle. Over there by Bernard's, out there in front of Bernard's, of course. But of course, that's right there where he was trying to purchase that property, or did purchase the property. How long did Fred work for Jackie Barron Horse Riding Stables?
About a year is about how long I actually worked there. Did I take off for a while?
A year? What'd you do there?
We had somebody come in that knew a little more about the paddock horses than I did.
So what were you doing?
What I do?
Yeah. Fair.
Hell, I run the whole barn.
Oh.
I control the barn. I train and clean styles, everything. I had to ride each horse every day. Prepare them for the training. For the shows.
Yeah. Too bad there's nothing up here like you could do something like that. That would be fun for you.
No, I guess it did.
Maybe you can do it independently.
Mm-hmm.
Train horses like we, you know what I mean? Maybe, there's people around here that have horses that they might need help breaking.
Yeah, they had one of the Grand Nationals this year in Chevyville. Walking Horse Championship.
I'm not accusing, but why did Fred say the tracking dog went up his driveway and hit on summer scent at Fred's truck?
The dogs hit on several different people's property.
Yeah.
Because I spoke of it just hit on my property don't mean it wasn't other places that the dog hit,
Yeah. Dawn had been down there, and that was law enforcement. That's what they were telling Fred, or their theory of how it. What was their theory of how it could have got down there?
They thought it was from where Dawn and them had been there, and where they traveled on the road and stuff. The scent had been coming off of the vehicle and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why they figured it went to several different places.
Yeah. People keep saying Fred. It's like it was several places. It wasn't just at Fred's.
No.
And you're the one that put that out there too. So, come on. He's the one that gave you guys that information. Because what is there to hide if you're being honest,
But see, the issue at the scent dogs too, the sock they used come out of a dirty hamper.
Yeah, this is a scent dog, not cadaver dogs too, guys.
If Dawn touched it or anything, then it's not going to be an first scent.
The scent, remember at the beginning when Candace, and there was this whole thing, they didn't have anything with summer scent. They had difficulty finding anything with summer scent. Candace had to go, because remember she washed all the clothes supposedly. Oh, we did laundry. Didn't have anything of summer scent. But supposedly she had come up with a sock out of their dirty laundry.
A sock and one shoe.
And
but they there's quite other scents.
Yeah, but they're gonna have other scents. Those kids all probably wore each other's clothes, like the socks. It was round the other clothes, like in a pile.
If you get it out of the pile of clothes, it's gonna have everybody's scent on it.
But yeah, that was a problem. The law enforcement even said, I think it was law enforcement or EquiSearch even said that was a big issue in the beginning, is they didn't have anything with summer scent on it.
Yeah, just summer scent specifically.
They had nothing with just summer scent on it, which was odd. Like what summer had nothing. There's a photo that one creator showed of Redmond Estate and a real estate photo that showed Dawn in the background. Oh, really? Don could have carried a piece of clothing on summer. It just, who knows how it came from. Plus, you were told on rougher ground or something that it sticks better or something.
Well,
Like once it hit Simpson Loop.
If they was sent on vehicle stuff, they was talking about where the way the holler goes in there up to David Basil's property, it's smooth road. And once you pass his property, the road starts getting rougher. And that's where the scent started picking up more like than they was expected. The way they kind of explained it, it was like almost like it was in a vehicle or something and losing more scent because the road was rough off of it.
But weren't you saying it though, something about it having the scent picking up around David Bay's because the ground was rough, right?
Yes, because the holler got rougher up to there. And they was suspecting that way they was figuring, but by it picking up at that certain point more, maybe the scent was coming off of a vehicle more.
Yeah, where did it hit at Richards too? Like
yeah, they hit and went down Richard's driveway just a little bit.
Down his driveway too, and guys. Come on,
all the way around my mom and dad's place.
Richard Gurley's driveway down there, like I don't know how far down from.
It went.
It was several. There was several. So it's just that Fred's been singled out for some odd reason. No, it's not an odd reason. The reason why is because they're trying to make him look a certain way by focusing just on Fred, and not telling the whole story about how.
And the 3 dogs they hit from and just went to the road at the Wellses, from the Wellses to Ben Hill. But that was the only time they used the 3 dogs that picked up any scent. That went to the road.
And so
they just one dog they used that come up a holler.
Only one dog was used to go down the holler?
Yeah, on past that I seen.
But they had several dogs up at 110, but you only had witnessed one dog that they used down the holler.
The first evening on the 15th that they had the 3 dogs out. On the 16th evening is when that they come to my house.
Oh, okay. So the 16th, guys, is when.
But see, people done been out searching.
Yeah, at that point when they did the scent hit that you guys are talking about over there at Fred's and those other places was on the 16th. And everybody had already been out. Don had been pretending down there several times trying to ask Fred what he knew. Or not several times, or was it several times?
Oh, yeah, he's done there a lot. Couldn't get rid of him after Summer went missing.
And then, once again, we'll just have to remind you guys of this, too. How odd is it that Don, the same day that Summer went missing, come down to Fred's and was asking Fred
what all I'd seen and stuff, and then he actually specifically asked if I seen Andy.
Yeah, specifically asked of all people if he had seen Andy on the road. But yet you're gonna say now, Don, of all people, you're gonna. It's weird how you just kind of like.
Because I was telling him who all I'd seen and stuff, and he said, because I told him I met Andy and stuff, and told him about the blue truck, and told him about the Mississippi woman or girl that I seen and stuff. And he said, "You seen Andy?" I said, "Yes, I seen Andy." That's how he asked me. That's how it comes about.
But so. And
then after that, no matter, Don would ask me what I told to Ellie or if I'd remembered anything else to tell to Ellie. And every time I'd mention anything, I've done mentioned that to them. They done cleared that. They ain't want to know that's nothing. Everything I would say is like, how you done know what I've told her, No matter what I said to him that I told him, he'd already mentioned that to him. That's the way Don was playing that. The only thing he was doing, trying to figure out how much and what I was telling Ellie.
Yeah, he was just fishing for info. Oh yeah, they did, Jenny. Unfortunately, I honestly think they tried to pin it all on Fred. Yeah, it's scary at first. I was real worried for him. Summer was changed that day. There should have been clothes that was sent, but Candace said she washed clothes. So did she wash Summer's clothes from that day? Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, the truck I got off of Dawn, it was hauled from Dawn's a year before Summer ever went missing.
Did Fred haul off a vehicle off the Wells property that day? Grandma's old vehicle.
No, the only truck that I got off of Dawn was that black Ford truck that just had a motor and a piece of cab, no running gears or nothing, just a little piece of frame on it. But I got it took it off the hill a year before, a 110 before Summer went missing.
Yeah. But it was, oh, thank you, Showstopper, for the super chat. That's nice of you. But it was on your property that when Summer went missing, because
it was on my property.
Yeah, because if you guys want to know what it was, I have it recorded. It was out there at the end of his driveway the very first time I was out there, and it had been there for like a year, like you said. And that's the only one you ever got off
that's
him?
the only vehicle I've ever got from Don.
Only vehicle he has ever got off Don. Have you ever helped Don with any work or anything?
No.
Would it be normal for him to come down and ask you, like, he wouldn't ask you like for help or okay, so he never offered you. So yeah,
I mean
he wouldn't come to you and ask.
Trying to find somebody to maybe change a motor in that van at one point, but nothing ever come of it.
Because these people thinking that, you trying to act like you could have like done something for Dawn, buried something for Dawn.
No,
somebody tried to act like,
the only time Dawn ever come to my house is when he'd get in fucking trouble with the law or something, or want to sit at the bottom. He'd pull up to the house and ask if he could sit in the bottom of the driveway, smoke his crack or something.
Well,
that's how that truck come about. Because I was letting him sit in the driveway, smoke his crack. He told me, because I was needing the engine to go in a vehicle, and because that truck had an engine in it that was supposed to be good, he took and told me since I'd been letting him sit down there and smoke his crack, and I could have that truck. And that's how I come about.
That's funny. And so he would just sit there. Where would he park? In your actual driveway?
At the bottom, down there. Just pull in at the bottom.
How long would he sit there?
I don't know. Sometimes it'd be an hour or two.
How many times did that happen?
At least probably.
And this was before Summer went missing?
Yes, this is before Summer went missing.
Just.
Oh no, maybe it happened like once, and then he may not come back around for a couple months or something. You may not see him. Then he may come, and then.
But after she went missing, he was everywhere.
Oh God, you can't get rid of him. He was there every day, 2 or 3, 4 or 5 times a day, if not more.
Odd, because of all people that he would be visiting, it's odd that he would come all the way down to you. You know what I mean? It's like he was so worried. What you know?
Almost like Jody and Andy sitting at the bottom of the driveway in 3 days.
Sitting there.
Like they're trying to figure out what everybody was saying and everything. That's why Jody Sue said, it was odd that I was down there, because I didn't associate with none of them.
Fred, you told Ziggy in an early video that Jody Sue kept trying to get you to mess around a creek.
Yeah, she did on the recording. When I was recording her on the 15th, she was talking about a certain spot in the creek, wanting me to go look at a certain spot in the creek, and I don't go.
Really? What was she saying?
She just talked about something that looked weird in the creek or something other. She didn't say exactly where at or nothing. But see, a lot of people gotta understand there's a creek on both sides of Don and them's property. You got the creek when you come in Ben Hill from Beach Creek.
Yep.
There's a creek that goes down the front side between the highway and their house, and then on the back side there's a creek that comes back up and goes through Simpson Lane and stuff, and goes all the way on in Ben Hill Road. That's two different creeks. But where Allie and Cam showed that video of them walking off beside that one building, that's the junction to them creeks where they joined into one creek. So she didn't even say which side she was talking about or nothing. She just said that one spot in the creek looked funny or something, but it probably where she had washed her feet off in the creek or something. Remember her saying she washed her feet off in the creek to get rid of the scent or whatever?
Yeah, wash off her dog scent or something weird.
Like you step in water, it intensifies the scent. It don't decrease it. It always increases it. That didn't make sense to me anyway.
Oh. Do you know which creek she washed her feet in?
Huh?
You don't know. So you don't know which.
I don't know which side
or where it was.
Whether it was on the Beach Creek side or the Ben Hill side. Because they're two different things. Quit.
Well, who planned?
The creek's not deep nowhere's right through there. I mean, I put at the deepest. I mean, then that's just maybe just a little bitty pocket, like 3 or 4 foot around or something.
Yeah, there's
most places down through there. The creek ain't but a couple inches deep, if that, trickling over rocks. I mean, mostly.
Yeah.
Just enough to keep a crawfish alive.
Yeah.
There's no big pools, deep water nowhere. I doubt if it's even a foot deep anywhere around there. The deepest spot is right there next to Don's driveway, where they showed the dog trail coming off in that curve. There's a little bitty deep spot there, but it might be a foot deep right again in that turn of the creek right there, right again the road.
So that would be like the only place that somebody could possibly drown, but you pretty much have to be intentionally trying to drown yourself.
I mean,
or at the time Jody Sue Brown got into the creek, she had not yet spoken to Candace. She did not know Summer was missing. Why would she need to keep her scent down?
Right.
Yeah. Well, and exactly like her hearing the scream at whatever time, and then
I mean, not the scream at 3:20.
Come here, Bandit. I'll let you up there.
Summer was gone at 3:20.
Bandit wants part of the festivities.
I know, she's aggravating the crap out of me right now. Because I'm trying to look at chat and stuff.
I know. If we pay attention to anything but, like, especially Athena, like, if she's around us and, like, we have something in her hand and we're not paying attention to her, she'll knock it out of your hand. Like,
she tries to mock everything I do, she does.
Yeah, she is very, very entitled. Bandit too. Bandit, and they get off each other. It's funny. They fight like brother and sister. It's so cute.
I know he could pick another nail trying to get her to wrestle.
I know. Yeah, I'm having a hard time, like, there. I can't see it. Oh, well. I was going to show you guys. I could walk around.
I'm leaving these to go get out. They ain't doing nothing now. Staring at you.
Oh, I better clean her ears for her.
She'll never have no dirty ears as long as he's around, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys. What was the relationship between Andy, Jody, Sue, and the Wells prior to Summer's disappearance? I mean, did you know that
I
they?
didn't know. I don't know.
Did you ever see them communicate?
Not really. But I wasn't around there.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, only way I would see anything if they was standing or be parked at the bottom of a hill or something, talking to each other or something.
Yeah, you can't
'Cause I
see
wasn't
anything that's
around.
going on at somebody's property out there on Bid
No,
Hill.
okay.
Like it's all on a hill. You can't see if there's somebody at somebody's house or
They
anything.
would
Usually,
have to be in the road or something down there at the bottom.
and yeah, the
If
driveway's
you
super
see
long.
anything. Cause you can't see the Wells from Ben Hill or nothing. You can't see Andy's.
From Ben
Yeah.
Hill. Definitely
No.
can't see Andy's.
And you definitely can't see from the Wells's to Andy's or Andy's to the Wells's when the leaves is on either.
And Fred would know because he's been up there when he was younger, when Fleta lived up there.
Yeah, when his grandmother was alive and I was younger, I mean, she kept us a lot too.
And there was electricity up there and running water,
I mean, we played all over that.
right?
Yeah.
She had electricity up there.
Yeah, she's had electricity. Always been electricity up there on the house.
Oh, and what about which oven was it? The oven thing? Their ovens they have in that house?
Well, the other stove was more one I was talking about.
The other stove, where is that at?
It's in the living room.
That they say is a real expensive,
Yeah.
that they took out of,
It actually come out of my home place.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about all that. But just like Jay said was like, oh, I had to bust wood just to cook or anything. They had traditional stove too. No excuse.
yeah, she said that they had a traditional stove too.
Because Fleta always had a traditional stove and wood cook stove.
Yeah. So if she didn't have electricity, it's just because they didn't turn it on or they didn't pay a bill. That's,
Well, they'd always be power on up there. You see lights and stuff.
you could see lights.
Yeah, you can see a light every now and then, like a porch light or something from Beach Creek when you're traveling up down Beach Creek, especially when the leaves is off. You see a few lights on up there.
Leave me kind of. Did Fred say no? Ori, I asked you, or I answered that earlier. There wasn't anything about. Or wait, hold on. Okay, that wasn't. She didn't ask again. It was just not refreshed. Sorry about that.
I mean, Chad was there when Candace was there at my place. I didn't even know Chad had been there until later, you know. Tried to pull some footage.
Yeah, you
and
didn't know
stuff.
he was coming by or anything.
See,
So
the way my cameras was, my last camera on Ben Hill, it was at the bottom of 207 on that light pole, and it didn't show nothing up my driveway or nothing toward the camper and stuff. So I don't know if anybody actually got out or whatnot. Once they pulled in right there past the camera on the bottom, you can't see it if they pull off the road.
oh, you couldn't see if like
Yeah.
yeah. So you wouldn't know if Candace
You
like
can see them coming into the driveway right there a little bit, but or is anything else you can't. Just like when Chad was on camera on coming in and out of the holler that day, On my cameras, he was by himself.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's all I can say about that. I mean, I've seen that with my own eyes that he was by himself on cameras, on my cameras, you know. But that don't mean that somebody couldn't have got out somewhere before the cameras or something. I mean, it could have been possible that maybe Bill Benton had been with him because he stayed with Chad a lot, you know, too.
oh
I
really?
thought about it a lot. They could have been a possibility that maybe Chad could have let Bill out down there or something other. At Don and him driveway or something. I don't know. Because me and Bill wasn't on good terms that good. Me to talk, but we wasn't on good terms.
Yeah. I didn't know. Isn't Bill Benton kind of bad news?
Well, I never know that he just as an alcoholic or a dope addict. Other than that, I mean,
You haven't heard of any shady shit?
he had a murder charge on him that he full time for and brushed him out.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that Bill Benton was
That's why a
in
lot of
prison
people
for
were
murder.
scared of Bill, but that was him and the boy got into it, fighting and stuff, and they both had knives, and he cut that boy on the back of the leg, blew the knee, and that boy went to go to the hospital and he bled out.
The guy bled to death, and he went to go to the hospital, and so he did like what 15 years or something. Bill Benton did 15 years for some kind of manslaughter or murder or something.
I don't know what kind of noises was bothering Jody Sue.
Oh well, she would say the kids. Did you ever hear the kids play?
No. Jody'd be lucky to hear them if they were screaming top of their lungs from 110 to 125.
Yeah,
you can't hear them that good.
She said she misses them.
It's hard to even hear a vehicle once they come around. I mean,
from Beach
you
Creek.
could hear them come off of Beach Creek onto Ben Hill, but once they come down next to the first culvert there, you can't wait where he is and stuff. And that bank lays around there, you can't even hear a vehicle until you get plumb back around to Simpson Lane.
So you don't think it's possible that she could have heard the kids playing and stuff because she'd be like, I just miss hearing the kids playing up there and hearing her playing up there. Unless they were at the bottom of the driveway.
You could be even if somebody shot probably a 22 rifle or anything at the bottom of the hill, you probably couldn't even hear it, even at Jody Sue's from the
bottom even from Ben Hill Road.
Yeah.
Even? Oh, it is far. I mean, people don't realize how far it actually is. Like you can't see Don Wells place from their driveway.
Well, Andy's property is actually farther off the road than Don Wells's property.
I know, it's way far.
The driveway, the way the house and stuff sits, is farther off the road than where Don's property is. I mean, house is off the Benville.
Who did he kill? What was the person's name? Do you remember the guy's name who passed away from bleeding out from Bill cutting him?
I don't really remember. I never did know his name on that.
Yeah, because that would have had been a very long time
That's
ago.
been fucking
when he was young. Had to have been if
that was when I was a kid. I mean, just few years old or something.
Oh, when you were a kid, it happened.
Yeah, it was like Bill was young when that happened too.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go for now. I've been on for 2 hours and 40 minutes, but thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And I need to pee again, so instead of just like muting and going pee and coming back again, I'm just gonna end it, I think, for now, and work on figuring out something for dinner. It's 7:15, so who knows? I might come back on with another walk and talk or something. You never know here. So I'll talk to you guys later.